Ciao, hello there everyone, this is Chillainous. Welcome back to Minecraft mod pack Stoneblock 4. In the last episode we made this super sick mob farm and it works really well despite how small it is. However, there is a problem that I did allude to in the end of the episode that we need to get some storage sorted for this thing. This crystal barrel is not going to hold for very long. The best part of everything is that I can pretty much put these into quad drawers. The slime balls, redstone, dust, sugar will go into a compacting drawer. So there are some things that we do need to do to get this sorted. We will need to get some void upgrades to make sure that this never overflows. And on top of that, some upgrades to make the storage size bigger, just in case we need lots of those materials. That looks so much better. I am still a little bit worried about some of the overflow, armor and the like. It won't actually do anything in here, and most of the drawers have upgrades, although not all of them. Still need to put in a little bit of effort. However, I do feel a lot more comfortable turning on the mob farm and watching it work, knowing that it's not going to fill up quite as much. My biggest problem now is things like the boots, the bows, and the leather pants. I have an idea how to get rid of them, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are down in the comments. How do you think I should get rid of them? I also do need to find a way to make this thing manual and easy to kill all the mobs so that we can continue upgrading our level here, so we can keep getting rarer and rarer drops so that we can kill higher and higher tier mobs. There's one right there. Missed out on it. I've just added some lighting into the base and it looks slick. I'm really happy with that. But the next thing we need to do is set up an enchanting system. Then I'm going to open up this wall here because I just want to come out into this hallway. Wow, lines up really well with this light. That actually wasn't planned. Ooh, we completed some quests, but here we go. We'll put this one here, and that's our enchanting setup. We also have the memory tablet, which we got from doing the cognition, I believe, experience obelisk. We're just slightly out of range there, but we can actually take experience here to do all of our enchanting, and that is why it is sitting on this wall. There we go, we have a basic enchanting setup as well as the Ender IO enchanter. That way we have options, and then we can also look at Ars Nouveau in the future. I'm unsure how it works with that, but we do have something now to get to enchanting all of our gear. Alright, let's do our first enchantment. Let's do the hammer. So I don't know what all this stuff is, but obviously you need to balance it out a little bit. You get unbreaking, heck yeah. We're definitely locking that one in. Do we get anything else along with it? We got efficiency 3, that's fine. We finally got the basics done. Oh my lord, I've been down a rabbit hole going through crafting recipes for things and trying to figure things out, and there's a few things I need to do. First thing I need to do is upgrade these capacitor banks. We need to get a decent amount of power going, and these just don't cut it. Okay, we'll swap out the double layer capacitor for this basic one. That increases the power storage, but also increases the processing speed, so we're going to get way more off of this way faster. Alright, we're going to rip all these boys out here for now, and we're going to turn them into advanced capacitor banks. So now instead of 3 million RF, we are now holding 6 million. That means we're probably going to have to find another power source that we can fill these things up with a little bit better in the future. This is what I struggled with the most in trying to figure out what to do for this episode. So let's see if we can get this thing going. Right, that should be pumping in heat. It's using 200 per... Looks like we are dropping. So let's go 500 per tick. What are we running here? It is getting warmer, so we'll put these in. I wonder if I can just like boost it up a little bit. Just to get that temperature rising a little faster. How much power are we running through? A lot. I'm gonna have to go get the other power banks as well. There you go. We've got a good amount of heat now. Sorry, a good amount of power now. I'm still gonna have to push it more than 1K. We need this temperature to be at least 350, and it looks like we might even not be able to hold this heat for a long enough period. Bumping it up to 5,000. We're going to see how far we can go here. Can we make it to 350? I don't think we will. It's going to be so close. And then it has to sustain it as well. There's 350. It's got the power. Oh my lord, we did it. We got the energizing orb. That was so lucky. Right as this thing here was running out of power. Looks like we'll also need a handful of these energizing rods to make sure that it all works. All right, can you place these things horizontally? Yes. Need to turn some blaze powder into blaze rods. And then we should be able to put blaze rods into the energizing orb to... Oh, that is cool. Using a lot of power though. Let's have a look here. We're minus 112. It's not too much of a power deficit. It turns it into these blazing crystals, and we need 9 of them. Make a block out of these blazing crystals. We need a few blocks of redstone. Then we need to go kill the wither. And then figure out how to get some better power, because we're holding 6 million. This requires 20 million. It appears I need to go looking through the rabbit hole a little deeper than I thought. Alrighty, we've made it to the Echo of the Infernal, who apparently likes to party. We're going to go into his shop here and we're going to purchase 3 wither skulls. Deep Slate Layer looks like a good place to do this, so let's get that sorted. Alright, if we can't beat the wither in this amount of space, there is something seriously wrong. Doesn't matter how many times I've done this fight, it always makes me nervous. Alright, we ball. Successfully cheesed. And we got a new world tier as well. Hell yeah. Ow. Ow. I'm going to try and get some more power by utilizing biofuel and at least see how far that goes. It is generating 280 FE a tick. So it's not much better than these ones here. However, the 2 of them combined is not bad. That then puts our FE up to about 500, maybe 600. Still nowhere near what we need, so might have to look into some other things. I also just want to apologize really quick for all the plosives on the microphone in the last few minutes. I'm so sorry. I was much closer to the microphone than I usually am, and I will attempt to do better. I have found a not so elegant solution to our power problem here, and that's just adding in more advanced capacitor banks, just waiting it out. It honestly didn't take too much time, so didn't really mind waiting, and now we can start making the thing that we set out to make. And this is going to take a while, isn't it? You may be asking, Chill, why are you going through all this effort, dude? And it's because we need to do the catalyst quests, and I'm noticing that we do need at least 1 ender cell. And for that we need nitro crystals, and that's essentially what we're making right now. We're making 16 of them. We already have the obsidian, and then the ender core itself isn't very expensive. This is the hardest part of it all. I do wonder if making some conduits would help instead. Only one way to find out, and that's to do it. I really hope this doesn't interrupt the progress, please. And that we can still use these conduits with these machines, please. It appears they are connecting, but we did lose some of our energizing rods. No! So because I lost the other ones, I have to make these ones here more efficient. It's actually my bad. They can read from over here, which is awesome. They should push some power into this much faster, but I can't believe I lost 3 more of them. Are these really difficult to upgrade? Okay, we can't actually make it right now because this thing is being used. I do find it very interesting, however, how you can place these things on capacitor banks, but you can't actually place them on the Ender IO conduits because these cables look really cool, especially in the orange. And here we go. Finally, we have our nitro crystals. Now we just need to do the same so that we can get an ender core. This will be nice and fast. Before I even finish my sentence. And let's go have a chat with the Catalyst. Hello there, Catalyst. How you doing? Meet the Catalyst. Essentially, this guy is just bragging that he's contributed more than some of the others, and then he's like, nice, you picked that up fast, let's kick things up a notch. Because we already knew what we were doing. So you've heard of dragons, right? Those mythical, regal, flying creatures with scales harder than diamonds? Well, the work says they don't exist in your world, but somewhere out there, their eggs do. And of course, they're locked inside another vault. Because nothing good ever comes easy. No clue what you'll run into down there, maybe even a dragon itself. What I do know is that you'll need a dragon egg to craft Enderium for my next upgrade. Best of luck. This is to automate dragon egg production with Zycraft extractors before turning them into Enderium. For that, we're probably going to need to get into force fields. So it turns out if we head over to the Lightbender here, they want us to retrieve Fortron infused ingots from the Fortron vault and craft 4 Fortron infused blocks. I don't know if we'll have time to do that today, but if we go through the quest line here, it does say that we need to create Fortron using the coercion driver, and wouldn't you know it, I already have the coercion driver sitting here waiting to be crafted. It begs the question, can we make Fortron without going to the vault? After doing all the steps to make Fortron myself, including wasting tons of power to get Fortron generating, Fortron extracting into this tank here, I didn't realize you actually need to have 4 Fortron infused blocks in the first place before you could start making it yourself. Looks like we're headed into the vault. I'm seeing some flashing every time I break blocks. Is that our vault? Actually, looking at the map, it's kind of pointing straight to this thing here, which does look like a maze, so maybe we have found it. Let's just get into the Fortron vault. I really didn't want to come here this episode because I feel like it's going to take a while, but things are what they are. Hit the button to toggle force fields to progress through the maze. So now it's all about finding buttons, and there's a spawn cage, how lovely. And there's a button that we can't get to because it's force fielding. Okay, it seems like it's not going to be too bad. Probably a little bit of back and forth. What the heck is that? Maze slime. Okay. Moogadies. Bacon! Yes! No. Okay. Okay, we've made it to the other side of this force field at least. Ow. Ow. Can't get there. That's... Ow. Alright, I'm gonna run by this guy. Come on. The longer I stay in an area, the more dangerous this is. Right, we've already done that one. There's another button. These maze slimes are really destroying me though. Ow. They hurt so much. We hit the button. Let me out of here, please. Thank you. Alright, so we do see an arrow pointing that way. I'll need to find that room there. My personal thought right now is that it's back to the beginning. Never mind. The rule of always staying to the left is not working in this place. Alright, purple closes that one. I can't tell if it's an illusion, but this one here looks to be open, so we're going to have to go all the way around. Oh, that door is open. Awesome. Okay, so then we can press the orange button that is there. Get out of here. Hey, the force field is gone. Thank God for that. Then there's a light blue button down there that I want to press. But it's going to open up that one there. Yep, shortcut. Get out of my way. I've had enough of you guys. You did it! Please tell me this is our Fortron blocks. Yes, we got our Fortron infused blocks. Let's go. And a chicken soul to eat as a reward. We did it. We figured it out. We can finally get the heck out of here. Just to recap that dungeon, it pretty much broke my netherite armor here. Might have to look into making a reforging table at some stage. We found our Fortron infused blocks. That gives us $75 and a gift of pebbles. Please something good this time. Got ourselves a Dragon's Breath scroll. That's pretty cool. Then a way of creating Fortron. Of course, I've already gone through this and failed earlier. Now we can actually do it. For that, we get $20. It does say the Echo of the Lightbender should show you how to install this upgrade, so let's head back over to them. Hello there. Excellent work, my fellow scholar. Your comprehension of applied photonics is surprising. Thank you. Now that you've learned how to refract and infuse light into matter, it's time to link your world engine directly to a quantum network. This will allow information to be transferred instantly, eliminating the need for tedious manual retrieval every time you wish to use its power. A quantum link connects your world engine with your applied energetic system via a pattern provider, granting access to all stored items and data. With the pattern provider connection established, your AE system can interface directly with the world engine for real-time crafting and processing. Looks like we're getting into digital storage. Oh, we can actually just submit the blocks right now to the world engine. So let's submit that and assemble the Fortron upgrade. Unfortunately, that maze took way longer than I thought it would, and I have run out of time for recording today's episode. We will get into AE and digital storage and stuff in the next video, as it will probably end up taking a real hot second. If you did enjoy this video though, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and leave your thoughts about this video down in the comments section. Thank you for joining me on the first video of 2026. I hope that you have a long and fruitful year, that you achieve all of your goals and find success. Until the next time, do take care of yourselves. There is only one of you, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Ciao.